Well, good morning and welcome to day one of CISO Forum Canada 2021. As the chair mentioned in the opening comments, it's the third iteration of this conference, and I'm truly fascinated by the journey that we've gone on. And to be here for the third iteration of this conference in this hybrid environment is truly a testament to the success that this conference has seen over a period of time. My name is Ali Hirji, and many of you may know me as the lead for both AI and cybersecurity at Durham College. And in today's session, I'm going to be diving deep into the impacts of quantum in the world of ransomware and cybersecurity in general. You know, often when I was in high school, I remember being told that physics, computers, are the operating systems of the universe. And if you really want to see what's changing in this operating system, a peek into quantum is probably a good starting point for you. I'll take a flight back and return home and meet with Tyson. And Tyson, this is the second time I'm sharing a stage with you on the CyberExchange platform. You're a plethora of knowledge when it comes to quantum, very well respected in this space. Please tell our audience a little bit about who you are, what you do, and again, why is this topic so important to you?
Right, and thank you very much for having me. My name is Tyson Macauley. I'm the Chief Security Officer and the Global VP for Field Engineering at Rockport. I have about 25 years in cyber, and much of that was spent doing field engineering for cyber. So now I wear two hats, CISO for corporate and product security, as well as taking our team into the field. Rockport develops a very high performance form of networking. It's an Ethernet underlay technology used in things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, or highly parallel systems where the network is so effective that it can actually generate a far more efficient compute infrastructure. In other words, you might get 7 servers doing the work of 10 because the network is removing a lot of the bottlenecks. This is new technology, and as a result, we are very aware that other people will be watching very carefully what we're doing. We just launched out of stealth, and I can tell you that I'm actively watching the metrics on my security system to make sure that if there is a spike, and in fact I am seeing an increase of threat activity against us, we can respond. The reason I'm here and interested in quantum is because it's one of those events that has a extremely high impact, even though the likelihood of it is rather difficult to ascertain right now. You know, the computers are getting better and better all the time, but in the event that somebody comes up with a cryptographically relevant quantum computer earlier rather than later, we're going to be scrambling. And as a CISO, I do my best to understand where the solutions are and to look at adopting solutions that can be minimally disruptive, but also provide a backstop in the event that we do have a low probability event in the form of a cryptographically relevant computer showing up sooner than we think. And that's my interest in this field particularly.
You know, I've always said that in God we trust, everybody else must bring data. And I love the fact that the various things that you mentioned about studying the data and what's happening in this space, and probably paying attention to the fact that these quantum-based attacks are very likely. You've got data, but you've also brought context to the table. And Tyson, as always, it's a pleasure to have you, and I'm looking forward to asking a few questions as we move forward. Tyson, the final question is to you, and then we'll come to a quick soft landing. Tyson, slightly different from what we previously discussed, and I will weave in the question from the audience member. Tyson, you made reference, again, you also spoke about the importance about understanding email encryption and communication encryption, but you made reference that in your work at Rockport, you're also doing testing, you're also doing a lot of analysis that's getting you to see where quantum attacks could be coming from, and also understand the future of the threat landscape. Can you give our audience a little bit of a perspective on the processes that you have in place, and how do you keep your team proactively ready for such potential attacks? Tyson?
Sure. Recognizing we're running a little bit late, the reality is that crypto is everywhere in our infrastructure right now. And migrating to more secure crypto with our existing infrastructure is going to take time. And if we're caught flat-footed, we'll be scrambling, frankly. And from a testing perspective, it's not really so much about testing as it is about inventory and understanding where your crypto lies, what versions you've got, and having an order of operations for replacement and or refresh, both on an urgency basis as well as something you can do in a controlled manner. And when we look at email, and as Joseph was saying, email is not only used for everything, but it also has everything. Pretty much any corporate asset somehow finds its way into email, whether it's intellectual property or financial transaction information. So having the ability to rapidly turn on protection for that, or even implement it early on, is a great way of hedging against the quantum threat. From a product perspective, again, it's not so much about testing different types of post-quantum crypto as it is tracking exactly where the crypto in the products lies, what type of crypto it is, how long are the keys, what are the algorithms, what are the libraries, and understanding if there was an unexpected event with a cryptographically relevant quantum computer surfacing, what would you replace first? How would you replace it? Because many organizations, particularly product organizations, don't actually know where all their crypto lies. And that in and of itself is a challenge for anybody who's in this space. I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. And to our audience members who have more questions, especially on the email pieces, etc., please feel free to connect on cyberexchange.ca and ask some of the panelists your questions, and reach out to the team at IronCAP as well.